Welcome to today's sessions on ATA Carnet. My respected friends, on behalf of Indian Institute of Foreign Trade and Office of Director General of Foreign Trade, I again welcome to each one of you for today's sessions. Today's sessions is aimed in the series of efforts that we are making to make our young Turks or young entrepreneur to understand the nuances of foreign trade. Today's sessions in this series is aimed at understanding that how ATA Carnet can be leveraged in order to participate in global trade fairs, exhibitions, buyer-sellers meets, and other such events which are aimed at promoting our exports in the foreign country. My dear friends, ATA means admission temporary. It comes from two words, French word as well as English words. So first part is a French word wherein T is common and it's a admission temporary. And second is temporary admission, which is in English. So it's a combination of two languages, French as well as English, where T is common and it is known as a ATA. Carnet means an association. It is a association of the countries, 78 countries of the world, wherein a convention was signed in 1961 by the countries so as to allow duty-free imports as well as export of certain cargo for the purpose of participation in exhibition, trade fair, buyer-seller meets, and other such events which are aimed at promoting foreign trade in the foreign country. Dear friends, India is a signatory to this convention from 1994, and India became an electronic partner in year 2006. In India, there is a body of exporters and importers of trade community. It is known as FICCI. FICCI has been assigned the responsibilities for issuance of ATA carnets. Dear friends, ATA carnets are also known as passports for temporary export and import. So these are vital instruments which are used in foreign trade so as to take your cargo for the purpose of participation in exhibition. Let me take an example. There is a auto manufacturer in India who manufacture quality automobiles and sells in Indian market. He has established his business in India and he has reached to a certain level, and now he want to take his business to next level by taking it to a global market, and he want to test certain markets where he can plan to sell his cars or his automobiles so as to judge the customer response, customer feedback, and make some changes, or maybe in order to customize that product as per the homologation requirement of country of import. In order to test a market, ATA Carnet can be a beautiful instrument wherein a manufacturer can apply to FICCI. FICCI will issue a ATA Carnet, which is a document which is issued with a certain procedure. And then exporter can take his cargo in a country of import without paying duty in India and without paying duty in country of import. So he avoid the payment of duties. My dear friends, duties may be very, very high. For example, if a car manufacturer, some German car manufacturer want to come and showcase his cars in India, basic custom duty is as high as 125% plus other duties which include various cess also, IGST, compensation cess, environmental cess. So including those cesses, the total impact become 256%, too much of duty. For example, car is worth 1 crore rupee, duty will be 2 crore 56 lakh rupees. Too much of money which is being wasted in the whole process. In order to avoid such kind of circumstances, ATA Carnet, which is a temporary export and import, or a passport for temporary export and import, is leveraged by exporter and importer to promote, to expand, and to diversify their business in foreign trade. So dear friends, with these introduction remark, let us move to our technical session. Welcome. Okay, dear friends, let us start our technical sessions. In our technical sessions, we are going to understand the various aspects of ATA Carnet, including every part of documentation and procedure involved. So, dear friends, we have already briefly discussed that ATA Carnet was basically a treaty which was signed, convention which was signed in 1961 by WCO, World Custom Organization, based in Brussels, which is a custom organization of all countries, to which India is also a member. This treaty is known as Customs Conventions on ATA Carnet for Temporary Admissions of Goods. So purpose was to facilitate the temporary import of goods in the various countries, in the various member countries. As on today, these member countries are 78. 77 customs of the world participate in the process, and one country where the facilitations with which documentation procedure is done by Belgium customs country is nearby country Luxembourg. Dear friends, this is basically a Carnet is issued by and guaranteed by national groups which administer the ATA Carnet system under a set of conditions. These conditions are mutually agreed, mutually negotiated, harmonized, standardized, and are established by International Bureau of Chamber of Commerce. So international body, and now it is also known as World Chambers Federation. So it's a new name which is given to the same body. And this convention has come in 1961, and the whole purpose of this was to facilitate temporary movement of goods for the purpose of export as well as for the purpose of import into another country. Dear friends, India is a member to this, and when we have a ATA Carnet where FICCI has been assigned as a body, as a NIGA, which is a National Issuing and Guaranteeing Association by Government of India for the purpose of issuance of ATA Carnet and also for the purpose of other administrations which is involved. So when the exporter move outside India, let us understand by example. So there is exporter based in India, handicraft exporter who want to take his goods outside India and want to participate in a trade fair and exhibition. Let us take an example. There is an exporter based in Mumbai. He want to showcase his gems and jewelry to the foreign clients so as to book his order, so as to take his business to next level, to expand and diversify, to make his business grow further. And he want to, let us take an assumption, want to go to Dubai. So if you see that on jewelry items, usually duties in the world countries is high. Let us take an assumption in country of import, duty is 10%. So he takes jewelry worth 1 crore rupees so as to showcase, because jewelries are diamonds and golds are expensive items. So he take certain designs and patterns, and jewelry is something which one buy only after looking at the pattern designs. We go with our sisters, mother, wife also to buy jewelry, and we see that if you see a showroom, you'll find that lot of decoration is done, lot of glasses, so as to give a feel of the product. And similar fashion, when we want to explore international market, test the international market, we first would like to understand the response of group of customers by participating in a trade fair. So if we take our jewelry worth 1 crore rupee, let us land in Dubai, we pay 10% duty. So 10 out of 10 lakh rupee is gone to Dubai customs. Then we participate in that exhibition and again want to come back. And when we come back in India, my dear friends, it is treated as import. If you see Customs Act 1962, if you see section 2, subsection 25 and 28, which defines export and import as a process. And they say that anything going out of India and anything coming into India. And now since this jewelry is coming into India, my respected friend, it will be again duty charge. So take an assumption, duty in India is 20%, 20 lakh another you have to pay. So just to participate, showcase your goods and to promote your business, you go to a foreign country so as to take your business to next level. But in the whole process of temporary movement of goods where sale is not involved, you take your cargo, you bring the same cargo back, but you end up paying 30 lakh rupee as a duty, which become a waste for an exporter. As a result, an exporter will not be interested to participate in export and import operations. So he will not take his business to next level. Realizing all these innate problems, various countries comes under an umbrella of World Customs Organizations and has decided to allow temporary movement of goods both for the export purposes as well as for import purposes through ATA Carnet. So dear friends, this basically WCO administer the international conventions on temporary admissions of goods, including the Istanbul Conventions, which was a conventions, first conventions which led the process for the administrations of this whole ATA Carnet. And in this chain, it provides the reciprocal guarantees. For example, in India, the guarantee is issued by FICCI, assuring member customs administration that duties and taxes to be paid when claim arise. For example, so we have taken an example where an exporter go abroad. For example, he go under ATA Carnet, do not pay duty there. So in that case, the liability for payment of duty comes on FICCI. And to issue that, FICCI charge take certain bank guarantees and charge certain fees so as to facilitate the whole process. So let us move forward and Understand ATA Carnet more from a business perspective. So dear friends, let me go to a website. Let us open FICCI website, ATA Carnet website. And from the website, we can understand how to get an ATA Carnet. So there are certain steps involved, and let us go by step by step. Number one is we have to move a Carnet application to FICCI. Now you can register online on FICCI website. You can just see here, there is a loop given where you can register your email, your login will be created, then you can apply online. Usually Carnets may be issued on the same day or within a period of 2 days. Usually the Carnets are issued. They may be issued on the same day also, because with the facilitation of IT infrastructure, things has become far more simple. But the only thing is that we must have a confidence and courage to use that systems and become an effective participant to leverage information technology to our favor. So if we apply to them, they ask us for number one, bank guarantee. So bank guarantee usually based on a table which FICCI has, which will be a duty equivalent to what will be the duty in country of import where you are going. So in our example, we have taken duty is 10%, we are going to Dubai. So equivalent to 10%, the FICCI will charge you the duty. In addition to that, there is a processing schedule. One can see, as I scroll on the website, you can see that there is a processing schedule where you can see the fee which one have to pay. So here, based on the criteria of turnover and amount involved for the purpose of export and import, an amount of fees is fixed. And if you are a member of FICCI, a rebate of 20% is given. And then letter of authority, which is issued by owner of the firm to the person who is taking the cargo on behalf of this firm to participate in exhibition. So dear friends, these are the 4 basic steps we have to conclude. And when we do so, FICCI issues us ATA Carnet. And once we have ATA Carnet, then we have to file shipping bill with Indian Customs. We can file it electronically on IceGate. So let us go to IceGate website. From our slide, we can see where we can apply on IceGate platform in ADI format, along with the copy of endorsement that we have got, the copy of this temporary passport that we have got from FICCI. We have to attach a copy of that, and Indian Custom Pass necessary entries which temporary export. It means number one, FEMA compliance of mandatory realizations of export proceed within the time period of 270 days does not apply on you, number one. And you need not to realize the foreign exchange because you're taking your goods and will be bringing them back. Second point, dear friends, they also take note of the respective dates for which they will factor it subsequently whether you are coming within time or not. Then you can take your goods to country of import where you file bill of entry or any other custom declaration document which may have been mandated by a country of import. In case of India, it is a bill of entry, and when you file, then you attach a copy of your ATA Carnet. The same way the procedure is taken care by the custom administrations of country of import. Then your goods are allowed duty free. You do not pay duty in India. You do not pay duty in country of import. Your 1 crore rupee cargo land up in a country of import with 1 crore rupee. You showcase your cargo to prospective customers through exhibition, trade fair, as a sample, or as a purpose of testing, or as a purpose of calibrations, or any other purpose, or to in a numaish, or maybe other activities aimed at sales promotions. Now, recent changes also allow the temporary movement of crews for the purpose of shooting, or for the purpose of TV serial shootings, or maybe film shootings, or advertisement shootings, something like that. New circulars allow that process also. And then you can you can book your order, and you can bring your cargo without paying duty in country of import as well as from country of export. So whatever cargo you take, but to take to a particular country, you have to bring that back. Whether you can sell your cargo or not. Yes, this is a very important question, my dear friends. One can sell his cargo in country of import, but only thing you have to keep in mind is that this cargo is under custom bond. You are under ATA Carnet bond. This cargo has been allowed for temporary movement. But should you find a buyer who is lucrative buyer, who is willing to pay you a handsome money, and who want to see this product as an important product so as to take this business to next level, you can sell your cargo, you can book your order, but never deliver him cargo at the exhibition itself. Bring this cargo back to respective custom station, complete the formalities with payment of duties, because ATA Carnet as an instrument mandate that whatever you takes to country of import, you must bring it back. Should you sell this cargo, my respected friend, first pay duty to the respective customs jurisdictions, and when you pay duty, your cargo become free, and then you can sell this cargo to a particular importer or to a particular client or to particular business organizations in a country of import. So this bond formalities or bank guarantees formalities you have to adhere to, because that is what ATA Carnet mandate to. My respected friends, if you have taken your cargo abroad, what you can do, you can your cargo for the purpose of display, demonstrations, various uses, which may be for the purpose of, you say, goods are intended for the use in connection with display of a foreign product, and wherein the goods necessary for the purpose of demonstrating machinery or an apparatus, and in addition to that, constructions and decorations of material including electrical fitting for temporary stands for an exhibition that you can also take along, advertising and demonstration material which will be shown as a publicity material for the purpose of promoting your goods or your cargo in a country of import, which also includes sound recording, maybe film, and some lanterns and some slides, some apparatus. Such kind of items can also be taken care of. In addition to that, you can also take along equipments including interpretation document. For example, you are going to country which is Spain, where Spanish language is spoken, so you can take a electronic dictionary so as to understand the customer requirement. Now, electronic dictionary, if you say, it can be a good translator to convert what customer speaks into English or into Hindi, and from where you can understand your client requirement. Any other apparatus and any other sound recording material, any other material which is aimed at educational, scientific or cultural character. When I say cultural character, it means, for example, a troop from Punjab want to go and want to participate in a cultural event in Canada, where lot of Punjabi people have migrated, and there is a show there, cultural show there, where folk singer from Punjab want to go and participate. Even that is allowed under ATA Carnet. My respected friend, in addition to that, sports persons who are going to display their talent in a country of, where the event is likely to happen. For example, Michael Schumacher has come in India to participate in a JP Grand Prix, which was held in Dunkor, which is very close to Greater Noida or Noida, maybe 30-40 kilometers from that place, where he has brought his car to show his talent of car biking or car racing, and which is aimed at creating an adventure environment of entertainment, environment of promoting tourism of the country, which facilitate the orderly and sustainable growth of foreign trade, whether of goods or services. Dear friends, this car may have attracted a very high rate of duty of 256%, as I have discussed in the beginning of this session. So dear friends, this car has come under ATA Carnet. So players also come under ATA Carnet. They showcase their talent and go back. And similar fashion, musicians, entertainers, and maybe singers, maybe other cultural and artists related to theater can bring their cargo. Advertising, shooting, they can also use their ATA Carnet for the purpose of trade promotion or their business promotion. So ATA Carnet as an instrument, its role is increasing, and I am told that world over in year 2019, some more than 3 lakh Carnets were issued internationally, including the Carnets which are issued in India, which were in terms of business CVC, which were around 50 billion of business. That is the quantum and size of, of temporary movement of goods for the purpose of trade promotions in country of import and in country of export. Dear friends, here we can go through the various countries which participate in ATA Carnet. There are 76 countries. You can see these 78 countries has major share of world trade. Maybe 85 to 90% of world trade is in the hands of these 78 countries. Should you find any country which is not member of ATA Carnet, you can use other instruments so as to take your goods for the purpose of temporary export and import. Let me take an example. If you see these slides, you'll find Nepal is not a member of the ATA Carnet. So can we take our cargo to Nepal? Dear friends, procedure is little little different, and let me cover that also, because we are covering temporary movement of cargo for the purpose of trade facilitation. In that case, you can take your cargo to Nepal. So when you reach, for example, a check post in Nepal, it's a landlocked country, let us say Raxaul or Birganj, where we reach, and with the Nepali customs, we have to execute a import bond, which may be around 3% of the value of the import. For example, your cargo is worth 1 crore rupees, so 3 lakh rupee as a import bond you have to execute. Then you can take your cargo for the purpose of 15 days, 20 days, 21 days, whatever may be the period of trade fair or exhibitions to Kathmandu, where you can showcase your cargo. And if you showcase your cargo there, and then you want to subsequently bring it back, you can bring the cargo to Raxaul, complete the necessary documentation and formalities and bring it back. But 3 lakh rupee, which is paid as an import bond, will never be refunded. The beauty of ATA Carnet is that you have to pay a fee, which may be as low as 36,000 rupee, even if you are taking goods worth 3 crore of rupee. So you end up paying maybe not more than 60,000 rupee, including all processing charges, but you can take a cargo valuing 3 crore rupee, you can take to a country and bring it back. But in a case of import bond, your charges become high. As I discussed, in certain countries, this import bond is 1%, and in majority of the LDC countries, this import bond is 3%. I'm told, but I never witnessed, but I'm told that in Africa, certain countries charge 5% duty also as an import bond. That increase your cost of business or participation in country of import. So let us move to procedural part, that how ATA Carnet is issued. So my dear friends, ATA Carnet in fact involve when it is issued by FICCI, it has a front page which is of a green color. It must be kept intact because this should not be given to anybody or any customs. Page 1 includes the official seal, number, validity date, intended use of Carnet, countries in which it is intended to be used, the stamp, the date and signature of an authorized signatory of issuing authority, and signature holder of the authorized official. Dear friends, when I say this detail, this page is very, very important. And the second part, which is of the yellow color, or maybe having other combinations, for example, white or blue color, which involves basically wherein two sets are basically for the purpose of export. I mean, once goods will go from India, so one set it will be treated as an export. One set when goods are coming back from Dubai, it will be treated as export. So two sets are used for the purpose of exportation or re-importations, or as a counterfoil, which are printed on each side, which are usually in the yellow sheet. Dear friends, then second part, two set of importation or re-exportation counterfoils are printed on each side, which are usually in white sheet. In addition to that, dear friends, two set of transit counterfoil, and when I say transit counterfoil, underline it, for purpose of entry and exit are printed on each side of the blue sheet. So usually your goods will go, goods will come back, and sometime transshipment may be allowed, may be involved, transit may be involved, because certain countries are landlocked. Now let us take an assumption, let us take an example. You are going to participate in a trade fair in Frankfurt, which is in Germany, and from there is another trade fair which is lined up in Spain. Then maybe after 15-day time there is another trade fair which is lined up in Paris, and subsequently fourth trade fair will be lined up. In a short period of 3-4 months, you find that there are top 4 trade fair lined up in various parts of EU. So can you take one ATA Carnet for multiple number of countries, where you can first go to Germany, and from Germany you can go to Spain, from Spain you can go to Paris, and from Paris, because these are the countries which are sovereign country, custom body is involved, even if they themselves are allow the free movement of goods and services, being an economic union. But still, when your goods move from one country to another country, necessary documentation of, or necessary record or statistical record of custom is maintained. So for that purpose, you can request at the time of issuance of ATA Carnet to FICCI to issue you extra set of transit counterfoil. Let underline it, extra set of transit counterfoil, so that you can involve different number of countries which are involved in the whole process to cover your journey in one visit, because traveling to Europe involve a cost of goods, cost of, the gentleman who will be taking care of this showcasing the goods. So you want to minimize your cost of business by covering maximum number of event possible, so that your ability or your probability to sell your cargo in Europe become high. So you can participate in as many as trade fair and exhibitions. Usually a ATA Carnet is issued for a period of 3 months. It can go beyond that. You can go for 6 months, 9 months. As per your business requirement, you can increase and your business, your period of ATA Carnet so as to enhance the scope of your business in respective country of imports. Dear friends, now let me take 2-3 examples to explain you the business cases. Let us take, there is a exporter based in Saranpur. He want to participate in an exhibition which will be held in Tokyo. So he take his woodcraft or maybe furniture items and items of arts and craft and travel from Saranpur via flight through booking his cargo through a unit load devices. He land up in Tokyo. He books several orders. He participate in a exhibitions which is held every year in any month of business in Tokyo. Dear friends, for example, during the course, he find that there is a buyer who is willing to buy his cargo. It makes sense for him to sell his cargo because if he bring his furniture back, the cost of freight will be a cost to business. And plus he will bring his cargo to Delhi. From Delhi again, he has take his cargo to Saranpur. So usually sometimes it makes a great sense to take your cargo under ATA Carnet, but should you get a lucrative price or a competitive price or a price which make a trade-off to cover your return freight cost, which may be very high, involving time, involving cost, you can sell your cargo, and customs allow, the ATA Carnet treaty allow, this convention allow you to sell your cargo. Only thing, when you come back, you have to realize your payment through proper banking channels. That is what FEMA mandated. You have to file an amendment. When I say amendment, underline it, amendment for shipping bill. So your shipping bill has to be changed because we know there is a 5 type of shipping bill. First shipping bill is known as ATA Carnet. Second is known for duty drawback. This duty drawback, now your goods are going abroad. Certain element of duties may be involved, which may be duties because of which has suffered because you have used some imported component. For example, this furniture manufacturer based in Saranpur buys certain colors, certain painting material, other material from China on which he pay custom duty. So and he find under all industry rates that there is a drawback given to him. So you have to make an amendment with Indian customs in your shipping bill. You have to convert your shipping bill from ATA Carnet, wherein there was a mandate that you will never realize your money, but now you are realizing your money. Money must come through proper banking channel. Within a period of 270 days, you require EBRC so as to close this entry with the various agencies like DGFT, where you have to claim MEIS benefit or other benefits which are involved, maybe or obligations like advance authorization or EPCG or DFIA, or maybe any other obligations which entitlement so as to emerge as a status exporter. So you require copy of EBRC. So you file an amendment, under Customs Act section 149 and 154 mandate procedure for making an amendment in shipping bill. Should you make an amendment, and based on this bona fides of your transactions, custom allow you an amendment in shipping bill. And if you make your amendment in shipping bill, you can realize your money through proper banking channel, get a copy of EBRC and avail all incentives, benefits, duty neutralizations and any other assistance which is coming from Government of India. So dear friends, this whole session was basically but aimed to make you understand the various nuances of ATA Carnet. What are ATA Carnet? It is a document which is issued by FICCI, which facilitate your duty-free export. Similar fashion, you can also use it for the purpose of import. So for example, there will be a trade fair in India, or you want to bring some item for the purpose of calibration, or for the purpose of testing, for the purpose of sample, for the purpose of, you say, understanding that how this product looks like, or maybe test drive, or maybe a cultural show, or maybe a exhibition or international trade fair. You can approach the office of FICCI. There is a dedicated website for this. You just type on Google FICCI ATA Carnet. You can avail your ATA Carnet for the purpose of import, also involving the same kind of procedure, and you can promote your business expand your business, diversify your business by leveraging this beautiful instrument, which help you to avoid the payment of duties, which otherwise may become a huge cost for your business and a huge discouragement for your business not to participate in foreign trade. So my request, please use ATA Carnet as an instrument. It help your business grow. Thank you. So dear friends, in today's session, we have well understood that what is a ATA Carnet as an instrument, how application has to be moved, what security deposits we have to make, how bank guarantee has to be executed, what is the normal set which is issued by FICCI, how that documentation take place in India as well as abroad, and what precautions an exporter has to take when he leverage ATA Carnet for the purpose of participation in international trade fairs, international exhibitions, and buyer-seller meets, or maybe other events which are aimed at trade promotion. Dear friends, this session was basically aimed to supplement our previous sessions on trade promotion, wherein certain business strategies were discussed by the relevant faculty to encourage you to enhance your level of understanding about how we can expand and diversify our business in international market. And I hope that today's session had fulfilled your requirement. Should you feel any additional requirement, never hesitate to be in touch with us. With this, we wind up this session. Have a good time.